Hey, Soul Tribe. I'm KamalaDevi, and I'm here with Attila and Lisa. And today I want to make a special invitation to the Costa Rica Temple Intensive that the three of us will be co-facilitating. And this is something totally new, different than the International School of Temple Arts Level 1 and 2 that we've been doing. And it comes from the lineage from Haydn of the temple trainings, but it's a unique 10 days on the land near a beach, actually, in a intentional community that's being seeded right now. So it's a very special opportunity to be with the intentional land and like 30 lovers. We want to share with you a little of what's coming through our talk today. We've been gathering each week and just kind of meditating, listening, and these are some of the highlights of what's coming through today, so that you get a feel to see if it calls you, to see if it's something that you want to join us for. So Lisa, let's start with you, Attila. What came through for you today?
Should I introduce myself?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Attila. I'm a sexuality and embodiment coach, also a apprentice in the International School of Temple Arts for faculty. I've also been immersing myself in the Haydn lineage of teachings, and now so excited and delighted to be a co-facilitator in this counseling process. What is most exciting to me right now is the opportunity to listen together to the teachings of the earth, the teachings of our bodies, in a way that allows us to start weaving new narratives of who we are and what we do in this world. Really reprogramming our relationship to ourselves and our relationship to our communities, our lives, at a really cellular, atomic level, starting with the myths that we tell ourselves. There's a sense that there has been an accumulation of stories or myths that are evolving over the last couple of thousands of years of how the civilization came about and what we're doing now. And even now, there's kind of a the myth that we don't even need myths right now because we have science, and that in and of itself just explains everything. But it really feels like it's a new and profound time for embodied meaning making. Really allowing our bodies in their interaction with each other to show us the new meanings, the new narratives, the new myths that can actually underpin the stories of our civilization going forward for the next step, for the next horizons that we want to explore together. So this is the one aspect of the temple work that I'm so excited about is the embodied, creative, co-created myth making together that I'm really excited to journey with you all, whoever's called, in Costa Rica.
Thank you.
In just a month.
Yeah. And for you, Lisa, that was beautiful, Attila. I'm excited about the myth making for sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Attila. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm Lisa, and I lived at Haydn for almost 2 years, and now I'm teaching the temple trainings. I've done 3 rounds of the temple trainings, and I'm currently in the middle. I'm just getting to the end. We're in our last week of the 3rd temple training. And what's come through in this call for me today is this real sense of not only the myths, but the wisdom and the real sense of the richness and the fertility of the land of the Americas and this new thing that wants to emerge, but based on the old, based on the ancient, based on the things that have had to go underground. not only the myths, but the like the people who've, the First Nations, all the melting pots that came here and then had to go, were killed or oppressed or just had to go underground because it was too dangerous, and how rewriting that and taking that sense that this knowledge hasn't disappeared, it's just gone into the earth, and the earth has been holding it. And being in this culture, and the temple culture, is about releasing this wisdom that's really coming up through the earth, and really listening deeply, like not as like we're here to teach something, but we're here to listen together to what is new, that wants to emerge, that really is here to support the future, that we need this knowledge, and it had to go underground to let it really the time to get right for this full knowledge to come back up through. So creating the new myths, and also creating the new life, and creating the new future that we can based on these ancient energies that are deep within the earth, and tapping into that in a real embodied way, and listening to the way that it needs to emerge now, that it can't live in the same way it did before, that there's something new that's coming. And so being part of that culture in which we're enacting this, and also how do we live it? It's not just a story. It's not just something we're thinking about or telling new tales, but how do we actually bring it in a way that has power, that can penetrate, that can make the new future that we want to see, that can make the changes that we're hoping will come with these trainings.
Gorgeous. Yeah. This particular intensive is for people who have already heard the call to temple work, and who are wanting to live temple culture, perhaps, starting your own communities and being leaders in temple culture. What is temple culture? I mean, as you heard from, Attila, there's these like archetypes and these myths, this kind of mythopoetics. And then from Lisa, there's this wisdom from the land, and it's like coming from above and below. Part of temple culture is being, the vessel through which heaven comes to earth. And so we invite you to come and join us in creating heaven on earth. Look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to write us, to ask us questions, and let's, further the conversation. Blessings.